Alright, so we are back to Christopher's Locomotion. Today, we're going to do a scenario that's a little bit more difficult. Now, which one should we do? North America East, 1900, of course. I know a lot about this land. So yeah, we are now in America.
This is America. Don't get you slipping now.
It's fantastic. Look at it. This is actually one of my favorite maps to do. Not because it's profitable, although it definitely does that, but it's just absolutely amazing. However, there are a few problems with it. Christopher, take notes. I'm pretty sure there's not a huge valley with a river in it between Fort Worth and Dallas. That's supposed to be flatland. I'm pretty sure the biggest city in America at this time was New York. New York City! Not Boston or Miami. You forgot putting on Westport on the map. Washington, D.C. is supposed to be on that side of the river. And you put Pittsburgh where Williamsport is. Like, seriously, there's a mountaintop right there. You could just level out some land. Was it really that difficult to put Pittsburgh there? But disadvantages aside, let's put our company headquarters in a nice small town of Fluffingbridge. Wait a minute. This is the Eastern United States.
This is America.
Why don't I put my company headquarters exactly where I live? Triple J Transport Company, headquartered in England, Maryland. So let's take a look at our objective to deliver 2,000 passengers by the end of 1909. That should be simple enough. That should be covered by building a bus line between Fluffingbridge and Columbus. I believe there might be a Columbus, Alabama, who knows, and Tallahassee, Florida. There you go. And when making a bus, you always put on a lot of waypoints because if the towns grow, they get lost, they lose their way, and they don't get the passengers delivered, and I don't make money, so we're going to prevent all confusion. There we go. It's going to pick up. And the first thing you want to do in the passengers scenarios is to start up a bus line first thing, so that way it will keep constantly delivering passengers for you. Woohoo! New land speed record of bus achieved an average speed of 11 miles per hour to stop. Ha! You stupid bus! That's the first passengers arrive in Columbus, Atlanta! In these scenarios, what I always like to do is start with flatland wherever possible, like in the Midwest here. Back then, it had a lot of industries like steel mill factories, coal mines, but it's too rough. It would be too expensive to build track, and we don't have those types of resources right now. So start with flatland wherever possible, and then you go into the hills and then eventually mountains when you get more money. There's a lot of flatland in the south right now, especially Florida. Florida is one of the flattest states in real life. So we're going to do some of our expansion into the west here, and then maybe south to Florida, and then north to the northeast, hopefully. Although I have a little bit of bias for northeast, but whatever. So, I feel like the right thing to do is to start up a train line between this grain farm and then the food plant. Oh dear, we're gonna have to advance the land. I know I just said don't go into hills until later in the game, but whatever, I'm not obligated to listen to myself. Oh goodness, this station's going to be expensive. And oh goodness, tunnels are super expensive. Well, that'll have to do. There you go. We're going to have a train going from New Orleans to Birmingham Valley. And the only train available is a special. And we're out of money already. Fantastic. And this train can't carry much, so we're not going to overload it. Now, this might not be a passenger line, But freight is really good for making money. In fact, if you possibly can afford to, you should prioritize freight over passengers, because that's where the real money comes from. But yeah, this will be good for making money, so that way we can build more passenger lines, and I feel like I can repay some of my loan. Wonderful. So this train is going to go any second. Wonderful. Good, good, excellent. Fantastic. Our speed record is now 18 miles per hour. The higher it is, the less likely it's going to be beaten by competitors. And yeah, there are going to be competing companies in this scenario. Get used to it, there are going to be a ton. They're only absent in the beginner scenarios, so I'll show you when they come. To be safe, let's build a tram line in Miami.
Miami, Florida!
That works. If you put your mouse in the correct area in the lower right hand corner of your screen, you can see that we are slightly above 6% of our challenge met, and we are 1/20th done with our time, which seems like we have a very small margin of error, but as these cities grow, it's only going to get easier. Oh look, my train achieved a new record speed. That's pretty cool, I must say. My next activity crew call should be connecting these oil rigs by train, taking them through Baton Rouge, through New Orleans, and then all the way to this foundry right next to Pensacola, Florida. And look, I've been promoted to engineer. That's great, but we're not done yet. Oh, this is a perfect time to teach you guys about bridges. There are 5 different bridges already for you in the game, and you can download more if you want to. The first type is the brick bridge, and with it you can go up or down, curve up and down. But it's moderately expensive. High limit is 160 feet, and you can only go 60 miles per hour, which is fine with 1900s trains, but eventually you're going to get faster. This bridge is an arc bridge. The trains can go as fast as they want on it. Its height limit is the same as the brick bridge, but it's expensive. This one's even more expensive, but it can do intersections. The suspension bridge has the highest height limit of them all, but vehicles can only go up to 80 miles per hour on it, no more. And wooden bridges are very cheap, but very slow. For now, I'm going to build the arc bridge, because I think that's the right thing to do. We also have to go through New Orleans.
Oh yeah!
I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to demolish your houses. Not sorry, goodbye. Oh. Can't go through the homes, apparently. Let's take a look at why not. Oh, Triple J Transport Company credit ring is poor for them, and it needs to be at least 50 to go through homes. Well, let me just put down some trees. They like it when you put down trees. It actually makes cities like you again. Here we go, our credit ring is very good now. I'm gonna pull us through New Orleans. Sorry, not sorry. Dang it! So yeah, this is what I usually do when I play this scenario. I connect these oil wells to a refinery like this one. So that way, I can make goods that I can eventually sell to cities. Not yet though, because they're not big enough. Memphis oil wells have run dry and are closing down. Haha, it's not my oil well. If it's the one that I just connected, I would have been super pissed. Fantastic, the oil's delivered. We got $912. And it's time to establish our next plan. You might notice that this station is a little bit different. There's something called a passenger terminus, which you can use when the road ends like this. It does the same thing as a passenger stop, but it also looks really cool. That's why I used it. I've noticed here that Baton Rouge oil field has 306 tons of oil waiting.
This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now.
And this train can only hold 80 tons. So what do we do in that situation? Well, I can't exactly afford to make another track so we can operate another train. But here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to add another special 242 to this train. Put it at the front right here, and that way it has double the horsepower and it can accelerate faster. So eventually, once I get more money, I'm going to add a second track right next to this one, so that way trains can go in two directions at the same time and deliver more oil. Because this oil well's current production is 280 tons of oil per month, which is more than we can possibly do in 1901. And I can see here that we are 19% to the completion of our challenge and less than 20% done with our time. So yeah, we're doing fine. And yeah, the second locomotive worked.
Much later.
Oh, look at this! I completed the objective, yes! 3 years, 7 months, that's actually pretty good. And I have like 6 years to spare, nice. Okay, so that's how you do North America East 1900. Thank you all for watching. Goodbye. Outro. I will see y'all in part 3 where we do a more difficult scenario. Alright, peace.